Hey, what is up, guys? It is Jaden Yuki coming at you with a new deck profile here today, and today it is my buddy Nick from Motor City Magic's Domain Monarch deck profile. So with Domain Monarchs topping Nats, it's why not do another deck profile of it? You guys liked my last one, so yeah, let's get started.
Alright, this is the deck I plan at least top 8ing Yu-Gi-Oh! Day with. I'm going to probably win it, knowing the fact that, I basically win all the time. Not really, I suck. Anyway, 3 Aether. The best monster in the main deck. You have to play 3 of this girl. If you don't, I don't even know why you're bothering playing this deck. She sends 2 from your deck to grave to summon any Monarch. And she can do it on your opponent's turn. So the combo with her is to Stormforth, using your opponent's monster and one of your monsters. That way their field is clear, and you can summon either another Aether to do it again next turn, or get a Kraz and get card advantage. 3 Erebus, my favorite. Take Trishul and Tiramisu, make them fuck, and this is what you get. Send 2 from deck to grave to spin anything from hand, field, or graveyard back into the deck, and it doesn't target. That's every card in this deck is just like non-targeting removal. That's great. And he has a graveyard effect to where you pitch a Monarch spell or trap in your hand, and you get any Monarch out of your graveyard. You can get Aether back, he can get himself back, or you can get the 3 Kraz back. Kraz is just here for the mirror match because I'm sick and tired of losing the mirror match. So, also I don't have a Mega Thestalos, so I can't put that in this deck. But if I did, I would definitely cut Kraz down to 2 and play a Mega Thestalos. So 9 Monarchs. For Squires, 3 Adia. She's the best one. If you're not playing 3, don't even bother. Summons any Squire from deck, and she gets Monarch spell and traps back when they're banished, and she doesn't miss timing. It's pretty cool. 2 Eidos and 1 Mithra. The reason I do this is because when you summon Edia the first time to summon Eidos, if he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to bring back her, and then summon Mithra, and you get 2 tribute summons that turn. So you can either double Erebus or like Erebus Aether, and you just get to go uber nuts on your opponent. It's great. And like, if you have her in hand, you can give your opponent a token, and if they're playing BA, they basically lose.
It's the funniest thing when you give BA a token and they're like, fuck, now I gotta work around this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm not playing Dark Hole in my main deck. Do I even have an out to this? Oh yeah, Farfa. That's wonderful. So that's it for monsters. I play 15 monsters. It's pretty low, but because I'm playing Reasoning, I want to be able to put as many spell and traps in my graveyard as possible. So for spells, 3 Pantheism. This card's not staying at 3 for long, so I'm going to enjoy it while I can. 3 Tenacity, Surge card. You play 3 of the Surge card. 3 Stormforth. I've been playing this card ever since it came out in Duelist Alliance. I wish I still had my Duelist Alliance playset, but oh well. Non-targeting removal that you can use during your opponent's turn, either with Escalation or Aether. Jesus. Make your opponent salty as hell. 3 Domain. The only reason that this deck is called Domain Monarchs is because you domain lock your opponent. If you're playing against, I don't know, 70% of the decks in the game that need an extra deck to function properly.
Raid Raptor, BA,
yeah,
stuff like that.
Yeah. If you're up against like BA, or you're up against, I don't know, extra deck Monarch, Synchro Fusionist, because that's still a deck.
Belgrand,
any rogue deck that requires an extra deck, you will auto win because of this card. And if they out it, then you either need Aether to summon Cross to pop it so you gain advantage and they minus, or you kind of just cry and you get OTK'd. 2 return. 3 is way too cloggy. You only need 2. Because the play is that when you activate Pantheism, you're going to banish it, reveal 3 Tenacity, and Tenacity searches this instead of just revealing 3 of this. That way, you only have 1 left in your deck, and you're not going to draw it. Because this card is only good when you search it or open it. It's not good in the late game. And then 1 Frostblast, because I am not a fan of back row. It needs to get out of my face. Then for the 1-ofs, I have a lot of 1-ofs. Upstart, Reasoning, and Raigeki. Upstart's Upstart. 39 is better than 40. I haven't messed with Reasoning yet, and it can put like Pantheism, Frostblast, and Prime into the graveyard, so it's great. And Raigeki is like a love-hate relationship. Every time I open it, it's a brick hand. But because Raigeki is so good, if you go second, nuke your opponent's board, it gives you time to build up your resources and win the game. And then 1 Rhoda for Edia, 1 for 1 for Edia, and Foolish, because you can send Erebus to the grave, or Edia to get a Monarch spell or trap back. That's it for spells at 21. For traps, 3 Prime, you have to play 3. Just don't even bother if you're not going to play 3. The reason you play 3 is so that you have 2 in your graveyard and 1 in your deck. That way you're never going to deck yourself. You'll always be able to put 2 cards back in your deck at any time once per turn to draw a card. That way you'll always have at least 1 card in your deck. And if your opponent MSTs it, then summon it out of the graveyard. Last card in the main deck, Escalation. What this does is that once per turn during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you get to tribute summon. So if you have this in Stormforth with a Monarch in your hand, you can just tribute away everything, summon either Erebus to spin a card in their field, or you get to summon Aether and just blow them out. 40 card main deck, no extra. For the side deck, 2 effect Veiler. Mirror Match, Rogue decks, Yosenju, Serteller Knight, other random stuff.
Serteller Knight.
We know people.
We do know people.
Also, it's a 1-for-1 target, so if for some reason someone activates a Prohibition and names Edia, you can 1-for-1 into this and still have tribute fodder.
That is true, I never thought of that.
Because yes, it actually happens. I played against some guy on Depro who did that. I was actually salty. 2 Lancia, best card in the mirror match. What this does is you activate it, and no one can banish for the turn, so if you're in the mirror match and your opponent activates a Pantheism, you can chain Lancia, and the majority of the time, that is good enough for them to just end their turn. Because they can't banish to get cards back, they can't banish for Prime, they can't banish for Eidos, they can't banish for anything. It's super amazing in the late game, too, because in their standby phase, you just go, Lancia. Sure, they can summon a Prime in response, but that's all they get to do. Everything else is an ignition effect. 2 Flying Sea.
Burning Abyss.
Fuck Xyz monsters, basically. I don't like dealing with those guys. I love summoning them, I just don't like dealing with them. And then 1 Landrobe. This is my tech for the mirror match, because Fog King is a pain in the dick. It puts it face down and you can summon this. And if it goes to the graveyard, you get any of your squires. So the reason I'm playing this is because it can put stuff face down and you get your squires back. Get back Edia for Monarch Spell or Traps, Eidos for extra summons, or Mithra if you really want to piss that BA player off and give them more tokens. Make them waste their Farfas. 2 Dark Hole. Mirror Match, Cosmo, anything that just throws out big, massive board states that you don't want to deal with, you can just Dark Hole. And especially against Cosmo, you can activate Lancia if they have a field full of ships. And the only way they can stop this is strike. And if they don't strike it, you just Dark Hole. Whole field is gone, they have no resources left, and you just win. Best use of Dark Hole. 1 March, Rogue decks, Gradle Kaiju or thing. Sided in against that. I don't know what you take out for it, just play it. I hate doing this, but 3 MST. Master Restrict is still a card, people are still playing it, so you have to side at least 2 of these in every game 2, going first or second, to deal with Master Restrict.
That or Twin Twister.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Twin Twisters. I mean, I have 1, but I'm not going to play 1 Twin Twister, 2 MST, that's such a waste. So, once I get more Twin Twisters, then they'll go in for MSTs, but... Then the last card in the deck, 2 Grand Horn of Heaven. I know Domain locks them out of the extra deck, but if they out the Domain, you want the ability to stop their Pendulum Summon and just end their turn. So you can, like, go first, set multiple back row, and, like, summon a Monarch or something, Domain lock them past turn. They go, like, Twin Twister, like your Domain and a Return or whatever. They Pendulum Summon you, Grand Horn them, and then you pretty much win. They have no resources left. Sure, they get to draw a card, but unless that card is Pensork or Monkey Board, they're probably dead. Like, they are just straight up dead, so. That's pretty much it.
Alright, thank you, Nick. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more. And this is Jane Yuki and Nick from Motor City Magic signing off. Later.